Good morning. Woke up and checked my phone about Trump's stuff. And so let me just give you some patient management. Okay, so the pulse oximeter is a little device that's actually inexpensive now. Fits on your finger. They do it at the hospital to you all the time. It measures your oxygenation. It charts your pulse. Okay, now it's a good sensitive indicator of evolving lung disease. Okay, so when you protect someone's pulse oximeter, it tells you how much oxygen they're able to get within their system. And when it goes down, this can be kind of a dire warning. We used to say we wanted you above 94, then we said 90, we said 95, then we said 94. And then that's kind of where it stays. Doctors might debate some of the low end that's acceptable. Nobody wants you to have that shit. And routinely, if you measure yourself, you're like 98%. So to us, a 92 will get you admitted. Okay? 92, if you couldn't maintain a pulse ox after an asthma attack back in the day, I was admitting you. Okay? Because that pulse ox. Okay, so it's an indicator. Now I can also tell you I'm an old school doctor. See, I'm old school. So I can tell the young doctors if you would sit there and count that patient's respiratory rate for a full minute. See, typically doctors will count your breathing for 15 seconds and multiply it times 4. See, I'm old school. I trained at the county by some bad motherfuckers. These doctors were some bad motherfuckers who trained me. Okay? They didn't bullshit. Not one bit. Okay? And I can tell you, I can look at you and count your respiratory rate for a full minute. That's the earliest indicator. The earliest indicator of lung disease is they start breathing faster. You could check that shit out suddenly. I used to teach the interns. Don't touch the baby. Don't touch that child. Leave that child in his mother's arms, and while you are asking her questions, while you're talking to mother who's holding that child, I'm observing everything about that baby. My eyes are observing every single thing. How he holds onto his mama, whether he's establishing any kind of eye contact. I'm counting his respiratory rate. I'm doing all that shit. I ain't even touched the child. He's still in his mama's arms. Okay, that's the way an ER doctor who knows what he's doing practice pediatrics. Okay, this is the way you do it. See, and you always interview your patients. You know what gets me? You know what gets me? Doctors who don't talk to their patients. Incompetent fucks. Let me tell you something. This is what they teach you. You're supposed to interview the patient and get an idea what's wrong with them just from asking questions. Then you're supposed to do a physical exam with attention to the areas that you identified during the interview. And then after all of that, you order laboratory tests to validate the impressions you have from the interview and your physical. Now, if you never did an interview, what the fuck are you doing? See, I would cuss an intern out. I would cuss an intern and a medical student out. I would cuss them out. Damn, they will cuss a doctor out. Okay, because what keeps the good ones and the bad ones separated is attention to detail and caring. I'll say it again. The difference between a good doctor and a weak ass, sorry son of a bitch is attention to detail, okay, and caring. So, I'm going to tell you, I'm not the pediatrician that helped you with school problems. As much as I empathize with your school problems, I'm like slap upside the head, tell them to work harder. Shit, I ain't that pediatrician. I'm the pediatrician if they find your kid at the bottom of the pool or he drinks bleach. I'm that motherfucker, okay? So when I watch Trump That's what I'm watching with. Okay? And his stupid ass better lay low. If he's still getting low pulse ox, I'm glad. Hey, it's good he feel good. I ain't saying I'm glad. I took that back. Hey, it's medically good that he says he feels good. Okay? But if he's having intermittent low pulse ox, he ain't going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere. See, I asked you, you ain't even a doctor. How long you want to go with no drops in oxygen before you go home? A day? 2 days? 3 days? See, some shit, you could be a doctor, but it seemed like some shit to me was common sense. Your ass is having low oxygen, motherfucker. You ain't going nowhere. Settle down and put on some more of your fake shit. Put on your fake ass suit. Get out your hospital issue, Trump. Put on your fake ass shit and do some fake bullshit video, because the minute they snatch that shit off your ass, you're on oxygen. Okay? Don't y'all see? We're gonna give you 2 or 3 liters just to make sure. Hey, if his pulse ox ain't 98, he on 2 or 3 liters of oxygen, right? Am I bullshitting? Okay. All right. So for those of you who don't understand, I know this shit. Okay, this is what I did on newborns. Okay, newborns. One night at county, I put 6 babies on ventilators between midnight and 8. Okay, I was part of Kaiser's quintuplet team. 5 preemies. 20-some people in the delivery room. In the delivery room. Shit, I'm waking up today. Don't get corona. Do social distancing. Don't give it to your grandma. Don't put your auntie or your grandma on a vent. If you overweight, please don't get corona, because some of y'all, when you lay down, you got 50 pounds of fat sitting on your chest. Do you understand that? So when I try to ventilate your ass, it's like you got a 4-year-old sitting on your chest. Okay? Don't be that. Or if you are that, start trying to change it today. Or tell the people behind you, I was 260 pounds and I was fatter than shit. I was. Sometimes you have to take that. I used to smoke cigarettes. I haven't had a cigarette since '07. Just knowing right and doing right is 2 things. I know a bunch of overweight fat doctors ain't doing shit. Knowing right and doing right it's 2 different things. Just do the best thing you can and recognize that the chickens have come home. This virus is serious. It's no hoax. And like I say, I've heard being on a ventilator is a life-changing experience. Mario Hemsley, waking up.